I'm Daniel Haines. I'm a citizen soldier, a public servant, and a lifelong resident, and I'm running for City Council on May 6th. I've worked a number of odd jobs since I was a kid, and I'll be starting a new one very soon. Aside from that, I'm paying my way through school as a student of economics at Carroll Community College, and I've been an infantryman in the Maryland Army National Guard since March of 2017. I've worked as a volunteer with a number of political campaigns at just about every level of government over the past few years. I've served on the Taneytown Parks and Recreation Advisory Board since 2015, and I presently serve as the chairman. In addition to that, I'm the municipal representative for Taneytown to the Carroll Cable Regulatory Commission. I'm running for office because I believe that public service is the greatest form of patriotism. It's why I joined the Guard. Taneytown is my home, and I want to give back to the community that I grew up in. And I think the best way to do that is by running for office. My first week on the job, I'd address immediate concerns. Numbers of people have pointed out potholes, flickering or failing streetlights, and petty crime which they feel wasn't sufficiently addressed. I'd want to get these direct, everyday problems taken care of before I begin working on policy and legislation. Something that sets me apart from my opponents is undoubtedly my youth. It certainly gives me a unique perspective on the town and its problems. I might be able to offer more modern and sustainable solutions that my colleagues may not think of. For instance, my understanding of social media and technology could help improve City Hall's marketing and recruitment initiatives when it comes to local business or community outreach. Wisdom certainly does come with time, but I think there's merits in the intelligence of a young person as well. In addition, my military bearing gives me a level of discipline, integrity, and motivation that are vital qualities of good leadership. One thing I'd like to see changed is the way Taneytown conducts its elections. We ought to explore more ways to make voting in town convenient and accessible. We need to enact policies which encourage and maximize voter turnout. Apathy is one of our town's biggest problems. My campaign priorities are economic development, government efficiency, and communication. When it comes to the vacant police chief position, I feel that it's a conversation which needs to be fleshed out after the election. A letter of recommendation was submitted to the City Council, signed by each of the department's officers, formally requesting that Acting Chief Lieutenant Etzler be promoted to permanent status. While I do believe there are merits in opening up the hiring process, it's also important to have leaders with an institutional memory. The letter of recommendation should be taken very seriously, as it indicates that Lieutenant Etzler has earned the confidence and trust of those who answer to him. My position on the Civil War Memorial, as it is currently proposed, is that it's a historical stretch. The only justification for putting it here is our proximity to Gettysburg and the fact that General Meade headquartered here in preparation for the battle at Gettysburg. I also don't think that Taneytown has the infrastructure necessary to support the influx of traffic this memorial would bring. I wouldn't be opposed to the idea of a memorial dedicated to General Meade, specifically detailing the Union camp here, Taneytown's history during the war, and how the Battle of Gettysburg could have been fought here had history gone a little bit differently. This type of memorial would be on a smaller scale and more historically relevant to the town. Otherwise, I think the Grand Civil War Memorial would find a more appropriate home in a place like Appomattox, Richmond, or Washington, D.C. We've got a lot of work to do in Taneytown, and it starts on Election Day. So make sure you get out and vote for new blood on May 6th.